Sean May recently announced joining your staff. Can I talk about what his role is and what he's doing, what kind of Sean May means to the Carolina program and kind of developing your players now?
Well, I have no idea what his role is going to evolve in, except that it's not coaching. I know that. He's not on the court. He's not pulling the kids over the side during the game and talking to them. He decided to give up and stop playing his basketball for his living and his career. He wants to eventually get into coaching. I think this is a way to give him a great feel for what coaching is about. He's going to work with our Rams Club in the spring and early summer and all the Rams Club meetings, because I like a basketball player involved in that group. He's going to do a lot of things for Steve and Learfield and the broadcast and things from the media side of it. He's going to watch very closely what we do as coaches. He's one of the smartest players, if not the smartest player I've ever coached. When he played, I never asked him a question that he didn't know the correct answer, and I think he could have played all of the other four positions because he knew what each one was supposed to do. So this is basically giving him an up-close internship kind of situation for him to decide whether he really wants to get into coaching or move more into the media aspect of it or more into the administrative aspect of it, but that's what it is.
There's zero coaching, player development work or anything like
No,
that?
zero.
Okay.
But you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only have so many guys on the court. And, we've never had a guy who was our director of basketball ops. We've never had him have meetings with teams, talk to players about their play. We've never had him coach on the floor. The difference is that Sean has played so much pickup with our guys up as recently as this summer. There's already a little bit of a relationship there, but he's not going to be doing any of that.
Kennedy talked about how it was good to have Sean as part of the support system. How has he helped him? Because obviously they had a similar kind of deal.
Well, they have had a similar path, and I don't know that Sean really has helped him in his new role yet, because it's 2 weeks. Sean was helping him when they were playing pickup about, come on, you need to run more. You need to be more explosive when they're playing pickup. But Sean has only been in this role for a couple of weeks, and again, we're still trying to allow it to evolve and trying to find out exactly what it's going to be at the end. But he has learned a great deal, because I've told him, Sean May made a decision and focused. He was extremely dedicated for 1 full year, and look what he did with that. So that's been, the players have heard that many times.
But Kennedy said he'd been talking to him for a couple of years.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying. I mean, they've played pickup basketball every summer. Sean comes back, and Sean goes running by him, catches the ball, and lays it up, and he said, "You can do that too."
Players have difficult too. Is it more difficult to
That's right. He hasn't quite stretched the
Like maybe perhaps 15 years ago, focused on players so much. Taking the next step.
Well, yeah, I'll go back to that same comment that it used to be a thrill for kids to get a college scholarship offer, and now we are a bus stop at our level, bus stop, excuse me. And so they always have that in the back of their mind. A youngster like JP, that's truly what he wanted to do. College, he didn't enjoy college nearly as much as he enjoyed dreaming about being in the NBA. And it's not over with. I mean, go back and look, guys. Last year at this time, when they put the final roster in, James Michael McAdoo was not on the final roster for Golden State when they started the season. He went to the NBDL, he came back. He went to the NBDL, he came back. They kept him on the roster. They win a World Championship, and I think he's going to make this year's team. So just because JP was cut Tuesday night or Monday night, I forget which one it was now, doesn't mean that his career is over with. But there's no question that you motivate and getting them to focus a little differently now than you did 20 years ago, because now every kid thinks that he's going to play in the NBA, and most time his mother and father and his high school coach and his summer league coach, all those guys do the same thing.
Your conversations with recruits, do you feel like it's now more than even just 5 years ago that there are more kids who think they will be one and dones and who could actually realistically be one?
Yeah, there's probably more now. I know it's a lot more now than it was 15, 20 years ago.
Coach, you have 3 pro players playing ball here in Charlotte. Looks like Marvin might start, DJ will start. Hansborough's coming off the bench in preseason, averaging 10 boards. How neat is that? How proud of you? are those young players?
I'll be here next Sunday for opening day, and it's something that right now I'm a parent. I just look to see how many minutes and how many shots they took. So that's the way I look at it right now. But I like having them here in Charlotte. It's easier for me to see them. I can see 3 kids at once, and all 3 of those kids create a great deal to us.
Handswork can have an impact. You seem his energy is forte coming off the bench. Isn't that something in premium at a professional level?
It really is, and his impact is not going to be seen the first game or the second game or the 10th game. His impact will be seen throughout the course of the whole season and every day in practice, and it's contagious, some of the things he does.
Well, some of your players maybe watched the Duke-Wisconsin game, maybe some didn't. Just being so close with Wisconsin, having a chance against Duke and Durham. And I guess you Chapel Hill. Did you, I think you gave up your tickets for that game, I'm trying to remember. But did you follow that game with any kind of the same thoughts of, we were right there with each of those teams?
Yeah, I watched more of the championship game this year than I have most times. I was trying to go to the semifinals, and we ended up having some terrible storms. I think there were terrible storms. Mike, right here, wasn't it last year in Indianapolis? And so I didn't even get there to the semis. I had a plane that was going to take me, and the pilot said, "Coach, I'm a little worried about this flight." And I said, "Well, I'm not going." Okay, and so that's what we did. We did not go. And then the semifinals, I had made the same. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but Bo did, and they released it. Last year, when they were in the Final Four, I said, "If you make it to the finals, I'm going to be there at the semifinals," which was at Fort Worth, Dallas. Was that 2 years ago? I think it was. Okay, so I went to the semifinals, and if they had won, I was going to give Bo the ticket and tell him to leave it blank, leave it open, and we could say that was his dad's seat, because it was a personal thing with me. I enjoyed his dad. His dad used to always tease me about me having better seats than I did, and I said I attend all those NABC meetings. I deserve something, but I had a great relationship, and so I made that deal with him last year, and then when they beat us this year, I walked down and shook his hand, and I said, "You get the same deal. You can have my ticket if you're playing the last Monday night." And I told him, I said, "Let's just keep this between us." But Bo, in his way, he wanted to give me credit for being a nice guy or something. I don't know, but they put it out. So I gave him the 2 seats, and if I'm not mistaken, he had his high school coach sit in one and left the other seat open. And it was something that it was one of those corny things that I do a lot of those corny things, and it's something that I wanted to do because Bo's dad was really, really nice to me. But I think I did see more of the game this year than I have in a long time. The old thing that went around when Duke won it in 2010, they asked me if I watched the game, and I said no. I watched Dancing with the Stars because my daughter wanted to watch Dancing with the Stars. So we were at the beach, and that's what I watched. But this year, I did watch it and appreciated how good those 2 teams were. Are we close, guys? Are we close, Steve? Does anybody have anything else?